Good morning. Good morning. Hey. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, everyone. Thank you guys for joining. I see you guys coming in. Please hit the like button if you can for me, so we can let YouTube know, honey, that we are here to keep these videos in the algorithm. Thank you guys for the support. I really, really appreciate it thoroughly from the bottom of my heart. Hopefully you guys are up and out, honey. You're getting your coffee and your tea and getting where you need to be. Okay? Yes. It is Thursday, guys. We got one more day in the week of the work week. And then it's the weekend. All right? Yeah, come on in. Come on in. We'll give you guys just a few minutes to come on in before we get started. Yes. We're getting through this week. Next week is Thanksgiving. Anybody gonna be cooking some good stuff? I'll be cooking. I'll be doing some cooking, honey. I will be cooking. Yes, yes, yes. I'll be making some pies too. I think we'll make some pies this year. I've gotten really good, guys, with doing sweet potato pies. Like, I have gotten really good. And I originally started out like pulling the recipe, because I'm pretty good with like pulling recipes, and like I'll do it maybe a time or two and then I got it and then I just perfect it. Sweet potato pies, I can make a mean sweet potato pie. And my son's godmom always take her one. And baby, she be like, you didn't make no pies? Baby, when people are asking, did you make something, that means they like it. So that means I'm doing it right. And, oh Lord. Yes, so we're going to be making them pies, honey. I'm going to be making some pies this time. In addition to other great dishes that I like to make. Because I watch a lot of cooking channels, because I like to get cooking ideas. I like to cook when I have the time to do it as much as I like to. But child, listen. Thanksgiving is just one of those holidays. Christmas too. I'll cook for Christmas too. Unless my mom, well, me and my mama get in the kitchen. If she comes to my house or I go to hers, we usually kind of tag team it. But for the most part, yeah, I like to cook, and I can do some really good dishes too. Baking, like cakes, I can bake a cake, but that's not something I like to do. But like food, I got you. If you ever come to my house and I'm cooking, you ain't gonna be throwing up like you would with somebody else's food. We ain't gonna mention no names. And I mean, I'll throw a hint. Food truck, and that's all I'm gonna say. Alright. Oh, we being a little messy this morning. Y'all know Caramel got a little messiness about her. It's alright though. It's all fun. Okay, it's just a little shade. Ain't nothing wrong with a little shade. Shade is good, honey. Shade can be good. Shade can be good. All right. But let's get on to the show. Everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right. So yes, thanks guys for being here. Everybody in the bushes, haters, thank y'all for being here too, because haters, you are helping push my channel as well. I know a lot of people are watching who may not necessarily like Caramel, and it's all right. But when you click on my channel to watch me, to hate on me, you are promoting my channel. So free promotion is the best. I love it. Let's continue though. Let me just put out this disclaimer. I don't even want to be messy, but guys, okay, in this line of work, okay, and it's no different from any celebrity. I'm not claiming to be a celebrity yet. It's coming though. It's coming. Okay, because God has blessed me with a lot of gifts, and as I continue to move in those and perfect those, it's coming. It's gonna be doors that's gonna be open for me. I'm just gonna keep walking in those doors. That's all I can do. Okay, I have nothing to do with the blessings that God decides to bestow upon me. And when you start to see a lot of people hating on you and saying negative things about you, that lets me know that I'm walking in the right direction, because favor and blessings come from God. We don't control those things. But when you continue to walk in those things, then you are doing what you were predestined to do. Okay, let me just say that. People are going to talk about you. They talked about Jesus Christ. That did not stop him from being as great as he is today. That did not stop him from doing what he did and performing miracles and being God. That's just who he is. I am who I am. People will like me. People will not like me. And that's fine. I don't let that bother me or deter me from being who I am. God made me who I am, and he blessed me with gifts. And unfortunately, people will stand back and watch those gifts and it bothers you, and it makes you feel like you have to say negative things to tear a person down. But I have that armadillo shell on me. It's called God's protection. And those things cannot throw me off my path in terms of where I'm going and where God has predestined me to be. So nobody needs to send me any messages saying, Caramel, did you hear such and such person say this or that about me? Listen, I welcome it. I'm that type. I welcome it. Say whatever you feel you need to say to get it off your chest. Do whatever you feel you need to do. No one needs to send me anything saying, Caramel, did you hear this person said this or that about you? Please don't do that. I don't care. I'm that type. I don't care. I am such a hard-hearted person until I got that duck mentality. It rolls off. Okay? Every time you mention my name, it is free promotion, because eventually people are like, who is this Caramel person? And as soon as you click on my channel, that is a view. Okay? Or just in life. Let's make it in life. In life, when a person talk about you and try to tear you down, it's only because they see something in you that they want to possess that they do not possess, and it bothers you. It bothers them that God decided to put it in you and not them, and they don't understand it. Your light is too bright for a person. So you have to continue to walk in what God has predestined for you, and not allow a person or anything, it don't matter what it is, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I don't care if it's baked, broiled, sauteed, spear, pow pow, I don't care. Words, no ma'am. I'm a bad bitch over here, and I don't want to put that in the same connotation when I talk about God. How do I know it? Because I have haters. Haters make you great. Stop crying about negative situations in your life and learn how to say, God, thank you, because you're going somewhere. And when people say negative things about you, they see where you're going and they're trying to throw you off. So if you're crying, if you're depressed, if you're throwing in the towel, if you're thinking about unaliving yourself, that means they got to you. So when you can hold your head up, and no matter what somebody says about you, no matter how somebody feel about you, and you can continue to be who you are and walk in what God has predestined for you to be and who he allowed you to be and what he put in you, that someone else is sitting back watching in you, that it just bothers them, then that means that you are doing what you're supposed to do. You're walking in, stay on the path. That's the word for today. Stay on the path. Stay on the path. Don't let nobody deter you. Don't stay on the path. It's when you start walking in the woods and it's going to be all kinds of stuff that you're going to be looking over. Oh my God, look at that. Tunnel vision and keep walking on the path. There's a blessing at the end of the path. I'm staying on my path. Nothing is going to stop me. No one, no weapon, nothing, no words, no hatred, none of that. None of that. I wake up every morning and we talk about it all the time. Before I get into my show, I want to say this because I want to help somebody this morning. I wake up every morning and I pray. God, the things that I don't need to say, places that I don't need to go, things that I don't need to be in, keep me from those things. Don't even let it cross my path. Don't even let it cross my path. On a serious note, I'm silly as hell. I'm very silly. I like to crack jokes, but I'm very, very, very serious when it comes to my life and where I'm going. Very serious about that. I'm very serious about who I hang around and who I allow to be around me, because that's important. That is important. Okay? Let's go ahead and get on into the show. I had to say that to someone. Okay? Don't let people throw you off. It's always a deflection. Always. Don't get caught up in the deflections, okay? You get caught in the deflections. I'm gonna keep looking at my reflection. Okay? And that just dropped in me. You get caught up in the deflections, I will keep looking at my reflection. And my reflection says I'm a bad bitch over here. All right, let's keep going. All right, so congratulations goes out to T.I. and Tiny, okay, for opening their first affordable 143 units, okay, including 25 special units designated for homeless kids. I like that. I like that, okay? I like that. They doing boss stuff out here. I like to see when people do things and give back to the community, especially celebrities. And we said all the time, Tyler Perry, I'm here for it. He's always helping people. He's always doing things. T.I. and Tiny, this is a great thing for them. This location is in Atlanta, okay? Homeless people are everywhere. But the fact that they took some of their money, they could have done anything. They could have gone on vacation or anything. They could have spent it on a nice, you know, some Gucci attire or shopping spree, whatever. But they decided to give back to the community, and that's big. So they created an affordable housing development for unfortunate people, and I'm here for it. So shout out to them for that. Okay, shout out to them for that. I'm always, you know, give people their props where it's due. All right, we ain't even gonna say nothing negative about them, but we will congratulate them on doing what they're doing out here. So shout out to T.I. and Tiny for that. All right, shout out to Tiny for that. I don't want to talk about it. All right, so Destiny Honey, Destiny Forger Papers Peyton, she made a post subliminally saying, this traffic is crazy today, saying that that Moses, honey, well, maybe she was talking about her boyfriend Moses, I don't know. She could have been talking about her boyfriend Moses. She says that Christmas is coming. Destiny says Christmas is coming. Buy me some land and not diamonds. This is what Destiny's saying. Maybe she was talking about her boyfriend Moses, okay? Maybe she talking about boyfriend Moses, because y'all know she said she and Moses are still going strong. They still together. But my thing is, sis, Moses got more problems to be worried about than trying to buy you some land. Like, girl, Destiny, like, sis. She don't buy me no diamonds, buy me some land. Now, I feel like I said, it's a subliminal post to maybe her boyfriend Moses, honey, Mr. Get the shackles off my feet, honey, so I can travel. Because y'all know he got that damn ankle monitor on, honey. Moses got that ankle monitor on, so he can't travel. So I'm like, boy, you better not buy her no diamonds, because y'all know with the way she did with that darn bag that Stormy bought her, honey, them diamonds going to be, because Destiny's kind of going through it right now, them diamonds going to be down there at the pawn shop. So maybe land would be a great idea. Maybe. All right, but we'll see what that's giving Destiny. Y'all know she's got court coming up to answer for that situation between she and LaBerrick for forging those documents. So we will see what that's giving as well. Sir, why you don't just turn? People be tripping me out how they drive. I be like, where do y'all get y'all license from? Child, Target? My God. Ugh. All right. Next thing, we have an update. All right, so y'all know yesterday I was telling y'all about how Draymond Green, honey, was acting crazy on the basketball court, honey, where he choked out another player by the name of Rudy Gobert and putting him in the headlock. I said, my Lord. He put dude in the headlock and would not let go. The referee came over and was trying to get him to let go of this guy. And he was like holding on to him like so tight, you guys. Oh my God, somebody hit him in the back. Oh, honey. And yeah, so now they're saying that Draymond Green, honey, he is suspended by the NBA. I knew it was coming. He is suspended by the NBA for 5 games after placing Rudy Gobert in the headlock and also a chokehold during the Golden State versus Timberwolves game, okay? So Draymond, like I said, he was out of control, guys. I hope you guys went over and looked at the video. It is on Neighborhood Talk as well as TMZ. He was going crazy. I don't know. He ran across the floor so fast and grabbed this guy and started just choking him. I was like, dude. And he about choked him out. But they suspended him for 5 games. He's going to lose a lot of money behind that. Like a lot of money behind not playing in 5 games. So I know he's thinking about that mess this morning. Like, damn, why did I do that? But he's going to have to learn to control his anger, because he's going to badly injure somebody and they're going to wind up really just probably getting rid of him. He's a great player. He's just very violent. So they did suspend him for 5 games. All right. We have another update. We've been talking about Keke Palmer and her ex-boyfriend / baby daddy Darius. We've been talking about that fiasco where he broke into her home. We've been talking about the pictures that were shown where he was physically being abusive towards her, where she went down and filed a police report and got a protection order against him, as well as getting full custody or temporary custody of their son until they go to court for December 5th. Now, Keke Palmer, we're finding out that Keke Palmer's ex-boyfriend Darius's mother, you guys, Darius's mother has a long time protection order against Darius's father for the same thing that Keke is going through, okay? Yes, domestic violence. Keke's baby daddy's father has to stay away from Darius's mother because of DV. I already looked at the paperwork. I have the proof on that. Yes, I do. All right, there's a protection order against Darius and Darius's mother and father, to where the father was displaying domestic violence towards Darius's mother. So that is where he gets it from, his father. Monkey see, monkey do. His brother is the same way. Okay, he has those same tendencies. That is where they get it from, the father. So he has to stay far away from Keke, 100 yards to stay. Darius has to stay 100 yards away from Keke. And they said that this long-standing order, okay, with Darius's mother and father was very serious as well, because he put hands on her. So we see where these kids get it from, and that's not good. Now, this particular order went out as of July 22nd of 2020, okay? The order of protection was filed on Darius's father by the mother. She went out there and filed paperwork on him in 2020 for a DV assault case where he put paws on her, and it was really bad according to what the paperwork said. I do have it. I don't know what it is with these men feel like they can put hands on women. That's just not the way. So dysfunction breeds dysfunction, and apparently, Darius, honey, you have picked up some traits from your father that you should have let him keep, and your brother as well, Serrana, or whatever his name is, because it was said that he put paws on his girlfriend as well, and past girlfriends. The both of them have that evil, demonic, domestic violence spirit up in them, and they need to get that up out of them before you unalive somebody and be in prison for the rest of your life. Because you hit a person the wrong way and they fall and bump their head and they be unalived, whether you meant to do that shit or not, you're gonna be in prison. And it shouldn't take that before you go and get some type of therapy to say, you know what, I got a problem, and I don't want to wind up in prison. I need to get this looked into, period. And if anybody in my chat is in a situation where you are being abused in that type of way domestically, you need to get up out of there, because it's not funny. I'm trying to tell you, don't take nothing but a hard push or anything like that. If you're in an argument, y'all know how things can escalate like from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. A person that's like that can be unhinged. They can push you the wrong way and you can fall back and hit your head and boom, you gone. Over an argument. Get out. And I know it's easier said than done, but get out. Don't stay in situations like that, especially when you have children, especially daughters, because you're raising them to think that, hey, this is how a man is supposed to treat me. Just because he comes and says, oh, I'm sorry, and bring you roses, that don't make it right. This person has a problem. Don't allow yourself to stay in situations like that. That's disrespectful for a person to feel like they can evade your space and your privacy. Darius felt that he can go through this girl's phone because he felt like he was her boyfriend. Absolutely not. We talked about it yesterday. No, you have no rights. But they're saying that she had to get that temporary restraining order on the father because he had those same traits, and it's so sad. Now, their dad, of course, had to turn his pow in because he had weapons, of course, as well. Their father had weapons during the time that these DV cases were going on, and he was ordered by a court and the judge to turn those in by a certain amount of time. So the domestic violence case was filed and issued out on July 22nd, and on July 28th he went down to surrender all of his weapons because he had several pows. Okay, so thank God, because a person in that mind frame, you don't want somebody having a weapon like that when they under that type of mindset, because that could be very dangerous. So daddy is crazo, sons is crazo. My God. Again, shout out to Keke Palmer, because she did announce too that she will be hosting the Soul Train Awards coming up, okay, as well. She will be hosting the Soul Train Awards. So shout out to Keke Palmer for that, and that will be coming on November the 26th at 8 p.m. for those of you that will be watching. It is on BET. Again, November 26th at 8 p.m. on BET. Watch Keke, honey. She will be emceeing the show for the Soul Train Awards. I will be watching. I watch all the Soul Train Awards. That's my area. I like seeing that. I like to see who's gonna win certain things, and I like the performances as well. So it's usually a great show. When they had Jodeci and all them come up there, I was like, yo, I'm like in heaven right now, because I'm a music junkie. So seeing like older music groups come up there and perform, like, I love that. I love it. They always have a great show. So definitely watch it to see Kiki up there doing her thing. It's great to see something positive being announced with her after all this stuff with Darius going on. Okay, moving on though. A mom, you guys, and you guys may have heard about this story. I want to talk about it. A mom, you guys, of a 6-year-old boy gets 21 months, okay, in prison for her son, her 6-year-old, getting a pow-pow and taking it to the school and pow-powing his teacher. 6-year-old, when I think about my son when he was 6 years old, I don't think that even occurred in his mind. Like, that is crazy. That's still a baby. When I think about a 6-year-old, you still damn near a baby. I still kind of view my son as I still view him as that now. He's 8 years old now. But at 6 years old, I could not imagine my son getting a pow-pow and taking it to the school and pow-powing his teacher. Like, oh my God, at 6? Let's continue, y'all. Now, they're saying this woman, of course, she's from Virginia. They says this Virginia mom, okay, of a 6-year-old who pow-powed his teacher is sitting in prison for 21 months. Her name is Deja Taylor. Her son retrieved a pow-pow on January of this year, you guys. Took it to school and pow-powed his first grade teacher, all right? Now, they're saying that the police charged Deja, which is the mother, with using marijuana and owning a firearm after finding other drug paraphernalia in her home in addition to that. Now, they're saying that I don't think that the weapon was registered, the weapon that she had that her son took to the school, because, you know, like, that's a charge as well. You have to register your weapons. Anybody out there with weapons that's not registered, that's against the law. You have to register those. So the weapon was not registered, and upon them coming to her home, they found marijuana, which she shouldn't have had, because I don't think it's legal in Virginia. And they found other drug paraphernalia also in the home. So she was arrested in addition to this situation with the 6-year-old. Now, they're saying that the teacher did survive the pow-pow, okay, but not without serious injuries, all right? Now, they're saying that the kid's mom is still facing sentencing for child neglect in this particular case as well. So she's facing a bunch of charges for, like, the drugs and the unregistered weapon, and for her son taking this pow-pow to the school and pow-powing his teacher. That's so serious. I'm glad he didn't unalive her, but according to several posts that I read, that she is suffering from very, very serious injury. She is still in the hospital fighting for her life. She 6-year-old messed her up really bad. I was like, how do you even know how to operate a pow-pow? And even, you know what I mean? It's so crazy. When I thought about it, I was like, my God, like, were you right up on this woman when you did that? Like, it's so crazy. A lot of things went through my mind when I heard this story. I said, my God, a 6-year-old, you're still a baby. You should not be having that. And then parents, if you have weapons in your home like that, you have to put them up to where your children don't know where they are or can get to them. Preferably in a safe somewhere, lock them up. Okay? You can't hide it under the mattress. Kids nowadays going to your mattress. You can't do that. You got to put them in a place where children cannot reach them if you're going to have them, because that can be very dangerous. You hear all the time about children unaliving themselves, getting curious, playing with those types of things as well. Okay? I know someone who was actually cleaning a pow-pow and it went off. And they shot themselves or pow-powed themselves. Okay? Cleaning it and it went off and they pow-powed themselves. So be careful, and know how to handle your weapons when you have them. But make sure you put them up if you have children in the home, because this was a very sad situation, okay, for this 6-year-old to now be away from his mother over an incident like this. So sad, my God. All right, so have an update, guys. After Kim Zolciak and Kroy Biermann, guys, celebrated their 12-year anniversary, Kim Zolciak, honey, has decided to go back and change all of her social media names back to Biermann. She took Biermann off after she and Kroy have been going through it. They, of course, have filed for divorce, but it's looking like they may try to make their marriage work. I keep saying that I feel like they might be trying to pitch a reality show of some sort. This break up to make up, that's all they do. Like the song says, honey, it's starting to be kind of irritating to me. The last time the police had to come to their house, the judge, of course, when they had to go to court behind it, the judge got involved and told him, Croy, you stay upstairs and you're going to be in the master bedroom. Kim, you're going to be downstairs utilizing the bottom part of the home. And the two of y'all stay away from each other. You can't be saying negative stuff around your children, that type of stuff. Stuff that you should already know as adults. So neither one of them both of them refused to move out of the home. So they're going to stay in the home. I don't think they can afford to move out. But they're going to stay in the home, but they have all these rules and regulations they got to follow in the home. But now they've decided, since this 12-year anniversary came up, that they're going to try to make this situation work. And like I said, Kim has put Bierman back on all her social media accounts. So she's going by Bierman again, child. And they're going to try to work this thing out. They've been seen hugged up and all this, but I don't know, child. Ain't nobody checking for them in no doggone show. I ain't watching it. I didn't really watch Tardy for the Party, to be honest. It was toxic. And they are indeed toxic. But I mean, I'm all for anybody. If you found love and you want to go back to a situation that's toxic, that's not my business. I can't tell nobody to stay or go. But this situation here, Lord have mercy, child. I mean, who else wants you with all that debt? Between the two of them, they have debt that's up to their eyeballs. So I don't know who want to be jumping in that situation and dealing with Kim and Croy and all that mounting debt that they have and all the back taxes they owe. It's a mess. They owe almost $1 million in back taxes, y'all. It's hard to move on with somebody else when you got that shit going on. I don't know how they gonna figure it out. But I guess kudos to y'all, I guess. I mean, y'all got children. They got like 6 kids. Child, y'all figure it out. Figure it out, child. Figure it out. I don't know nobody else want to jump in that situation. But shout out, I guess, to Kim and Croy. Moving on, Lord. Ooh. Ariana and Martell, honey. Let's talk about them this morning. Ariana and Martell were at a Knicks game, okay? Ariana and Martell was seen on live again. Lord have mercy. This time, they were at a Knicks game, spending their $40K, honey. That was won. Now, Ariana there said was seen in like $700 earrings. She kept showing her. I was like, why do you go to a game, first of all, to go live? And all she did was sit on live the entire time, reading comments. And occasionally she'll put the camera over on Martell to let everybody know she was there with him. He was looking very uncomfortable every time she would turn the camera his way, like he didn't want to be on camera. It was very awkward. She was smiling, doing all these posing things. She was doing all this here in the thing. I was like, why'd you even go to the game? Then they had like, they were sitting like floor, they had the floor seats, which you know you pay some pretty good money for that. So they just burning through that money. Burning through that money. I said, see, Martell looked like he bought a new outfit, child, because y'all know he recycled some of the same stuff. He wear the same stuff over and over and over. So it looked like he had him a new little jogging suit. Maybe Ariana went out here and bought him a new jogging suit, child. But they were sitting at the Knicks game. He was trying to watch the game and enjoy it. But Ariana was doing so many extra. She was doing so much extra mess sitting beside him and trying to put him on the live. And he didn't look like he wanted to be on live. But because maybe she paid for the tickets and stuff, he kind of had to sit there and act like he's the happy boyfriend. He just looked very uncomfortable. Like he would look at the camera and then he would kind of look away. Then he would kind of move over like he didn't want to be in her live. Okay, she had the filter turn up so high. I was like, girl, if you don't cut that damn filter off, she looked so animated in her live. I was like, people were reading her down. Like, girl, get off live and watch the game. That's what people were telling her. Why are you on live instead of watching the game, Ariana? That's what people were telling her. Then she took the time out to be throwing shade on Melody. It was crazy, y'all. Ariana was doing a lot. She was talking about, at least I haven't had a chin, some type of chin surgery. She trying to say that Melody had some kind of surgery to her face and to her chin or whatever. How do you know? How does she know so much that's going on with Melody and what surgery she's had? Like, when Melody showed her body and all that, Ariana was trying to say Melody had all these surgery. Melody had butt surgery. Melody had this done. Melody had this type of nip and tuck. How do you know what all this lady has had done? Like, girl, you are so obsessed with Melody. Why can't you go to this game and sit there and watch the game like everybody else? Get off live. Okay, get off live trying to be so extra and thirsty. She looked very thirsty. Very thirsty sitting up there at the game. You done spend all that money to get floor seats and you sit on live the entire time and make Martell, he was hella uncomfortable. But I was like, girl, get off live. She looked a hot damn mess. She had braids. And I said, it's so ironic now how she would start wearing braids, because y'all remember the episode when Mel and Martell went to the Destin trip. He kept bragging about how he liked Melody in braids. He had never seen Mel in braids. He went on, oh, Mel, you look so good in braids. And Mel was like, well, I won't wear them no more then. She was like, everything that he liked, I'm not going to do no more. So now Ariana has started wearing braids because she knows that that's something that Martell likes. It's like everything that Melody does, this girl is going to always try to do to keep Martell's attention. Anything that he compliments Melody on, she's going to go out and try to do it because she wants to take that attention away from Melody. She is so pressed about Martell having any type of feelings for Melody until she will stop at nothing but to go out here and try to do whatever Mel is doing so she can keep that attention on her. But she looked crazy as hell sitting up there at the game on live. Everybody else sitting there watching the game, cheering and carrying on, and she's sitting there on live showing people her outfit. She wanted everybody to know she had on a new outfit, a little short little skirt, child. It looked like Garanimals to me. It looked like she had on some damn Garanimals. That's what it looked like. I was like, girl, you have no taste when it comes to attire. You need a stylist, like bad. You need a stylist bad, Ariana. And I ain't even trying to be mean about it. Like, what she had on was not giving at all. I don't know where you got that, honey. Alibaba. I don't know where you got it from. I don't know if Target had to mark some of their stuff down to make some room on the rack, child. I don't know. But Ariana, that outfit, baby, was not giving what it needed to give. And she really thought she was serving the girls on that live, but you were not. And people in that live was reading her down. You can see the comments of what people were saying. They were reading her down. They were reading her down. They were asking her, when is Martell going to marry you? Is this a day? People telling her she looked crazy. She looked stupid. People were saying, why is Martell not wanting to be on the live? Why does Martell look like that? People were noticing that he didn't want to be on the live. It was crazy. And she was just sitting there just staring at the comments. And I was like, girl, you did remember you were at a game, right? Oh, okay. But go off, honey, go off. But, child, she was sitting there with that damn filter on looking crazy. Ain't got no more for her. Moving on, child. But, yeah, she made sure to go get them damn braids so Martell can be looking at her ass. Let's move on, though. Dr. G's wife, guys. Dr. G's wife, Sweet Tea. Of course, she's getting bullied online and, of course, bullied with the women on the show. She says that she has never watched Married to Medicine prior to being on the show, being a part of the cast. This is what she's saying. People are saying to her that she sat back and studied the women on the show, and in terms of Dr. G, like she was kind of like watching Dr. G from afar when he was on the show. She was saying she never watched the show prior, that she heard about the show, that she knew of the show, but she said she never watched it, okay? But you guys do know she did say she slid into the DMs, and that's how she began talking to Dr. G, and he invited her to come to Atlanta so that they could go, so that they could meet and go on a date and all that. And he wound up liking her, and they started dating, and now they're married. Okay, I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, if he like it, I love it. He already said on the show that he feels close to her. He feels safe with her. He said he didn't feel safe with Quad. He says with him and Sweet Tea that they're like best friends. And you should be best friends with your spouse. You should be friends as well as lovers. So that's important. So he says that he just feels like he can let his hair down with her, and he feels comfortable with her. And he loves her, and that's great. I don't see nothing wrong with it. And why everybody else is so pressed about this girl with Dr. G is just so laughable. It's crazy. Now, fans feel like the cast are being very harsh and bullying Dr. G's new wife, Sweet Tea, on Married to Medicine this season, guys, because she's the newbie, all right? And constantly comparing her to Quad, which they're starting to get to Sweet Tea as well, because she doesn't like that. She doesn't want them to keep mentioning Quad's name while she's in the room, because she's like, look, I'm the wife now. Quad is his ex-wife. There's no reason if I'm having an event for you guys to sit up and be on the Quad. It's kind of low-key disrespectful. And I don't like the way Dr. Jackie is kind of low-key trying to be a bully as well. And I like Dr. Jackie. But it's looking like she's chiming in on the mess that's going on with the women, because y'all know she's friends with Heavenly, and I don't know if Dr. Heavenly's mess is rubbing off on her, because she's become a little bit more closer to Heavenly versus Simone, which y'all know Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone were really tight. So it's kind of weird seeing her so tight with Dr. Heavenly, who is just so negative most of the time, anytime she says something, and stay hating on people. It's so crazy. So now Dr. Jackie, she's popping up on lives with Quad and Heavenly when they're talking negative about this girl, and it's just looking crazy. I didn't expect that out of Dr. Jackie because she was always the one that was the peacemaker and trying to bring all the girls together. So now that Quad's house, when Dr. Jackie came over there for Sweet Tea having her little party or whatever over there at her and Dr. G's house, Dr. Jackie comes, I remember Quad used to do this, and Quad, like, girl, shut up. Worry about why your husband is in the Dominican Republic without you. When he just had a big cheating scandal out in public, sitting at a bar with another woman. Worry about that. Everybody asks her, where's Curtis? Where your husband? Oh, he's in the Dominican Republic. Why you not there? Your hating ass over here at this woman's house. This is her house now. She married to Dr. G. Yes, it was Quad's house. Okay, I said it before. If it were me, I would want to move into a new home. But this is what they chose to do. Dr. G says the house is already paid off. It makes no sense to go out here and go in debt and buy another home when they could just refurbish the damn home and renovate it or do whatever they want to do, switch it up, and that's what they decided to do. He says the house is paid for. It was his home. Quad decided to move out when he and Sweet Tea got married. She moved in and made it her home. So I like her. I'm sorry. And I know a lot of people, I don't trust her. I feel like she's got motive. At this point, it don't matter. They're married. If it don't work out, that's them. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. Quad seems to be very pressed about this girl being on the show. All right. Phaedra's been doing a lot of mess as well, which I don't like. I don't like the way they're bullying her. Phaedra joked on Sweet Tea saying that she needed a support group for marrying old Paw, talking about Dr. G because he's much older than her. He's in his late 50s and she's like 32. Sweet Tea is 32. Dr. G is in his late 50s, okay? So what? If she like it, once again, if she like it, I love it. But Phaedra, my thing is this. Is there a support group for marrying criminals since you talking about Sweet Tea? And her marrying Dr. G because he's older? Is there a support group for marrying criminals? Because did you know Apollo was in some mess prior to you marrying him? He done been to prison a couple times before you married him and went right after you married him. During the time y'all were married, he got caught up in some more fraud and had to go right back to prison. But you don't want to talk about that, Phaedra. You don't want to talk about that, but you do want to talk about somebody else's marriage and all up in Dr. G's face and in his business about asking, do he have a prenup? Did you have one with Apollo? Phaedra was real pressed when Apollo moved on and got married to the girl he with now, Shireen. The one that showed on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She was mad as hell when Shireen came on the show. But you all up on Sweet Tea now, on Married to Medicine, starting mess. That's the same way you felt. That's the same way you felt when Shireen, Apollo's new wife, came on Real Housewives of Atlanta, when Candy and them invited that girl on the show. Phaedra had a hissy fit because she was pressed and mad about Apollo moving on. And now here she is on Married to Medicine, all up in Dr. G's business with Sweet Tea and what's going on with them. Trying to say this girl ain't good enough for Dr. G. Who are you to say that? She's talking about the girl body. She kept making comments about this girl not having a butt. So what? Dr. G says he likes her butt. He said it on the show. He told Phaedra that. Phaedra's like, she ain't got no butt back there. She's supposed to be a Southern girl. You know, Southern women got butts. Okay, Phaedra. You coming off as being a bully, surface, mean girl. Everything is so surface with her. Like, girl, get over it. Get over it, girl. Get over it. You are an attorney that only represented Bobby Brown. I don't know anybody else that's Phaedra represented. She likes to say, I'm an attorney. But you only represented Bobby Brown, and he still went to jail. So, what is it giving, sis? Only person you ever represented as a lawyer, because she likes to throw that out there, she is a lawyer, but the only person you represented was Bobby Brown, and his ass still went to jail. You tried to represent Sheree against Bob, and Bob represented himself and won against you, an attorney. Like, sit down. Sit down, child. Sit down. But like I said, all the women laughed. Y'all remember on the last episode, all the women got up and was laughing. On the last episode, when Sweet Tea got up and they saw she still had the tag on the back of her clothes, they decided to make a joke out of that. And this girl broke down in tears. I said, this is sad. As women, why you couldn't just snatch the tag up off her clothes so that she wouldn't be walking around with a tag on there versus making that the highlight of the show and laughing about it? Because y'all choosing sides, y'all choosing Quad over her. Y'all choosing Quad over this girl, and that's not fair. because Dr. G chose her. And they chose to come back on the show. They're choosing sides, and it's not cool. Now, Quad is questioning the cast's loyalty to her in terms of taking a liking to Sweet Tea and hanging out with her, okay? She hangs out a lot. Dr. G and Sweet Tea hang out a lot with Dr. Simone and her husband as well, okay? Because I do follow them. They're always in pictures out and about, you know, doing like double dates or whatever. And of course, y'all know, like I said, Dr. Heavenly, she's doing a lot of bullying, but you actually spoke up for Sweet Tea to be on the show, which is so crazy. But then now you on this quad thing, Dr. Heavenly. Why even speak up for Sweet Tea to be on the show, but then get on your YouTube channel and talk crazy about her and then get on this show and do the same thing? I don't understand. It's so warped. It's like you kind of set this girl to come up on the show so you could bully her. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. But she's been getting dragged on Heavenly's YouTube channel as well. Sweet Tea has, and they need to stop it. Heavenly said on the show that Sweet Tea has the body of a 68-year-old. Once again, body shaming. But Heavenly, I said it before, sweetheart, you had a whole gastric bypass. Had you not had a gastric bypass, you would have the body of a Michelin man. You would. Heavenly was a thick-ums when she first came on the show. You have the body of a Michelin man out here. Heavenly, like, cut it out. Cut it out. I don't like when people be bullying folk like that. That's not cool. This girl did nothing to nobody except fall in love and marry Dr. G and come on this damn show. Period. That's all she did. So the bullying that she's getting by being on this show, it's not fair. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Anybody in the chat don't like this woman? Why would they not like her? Why would they not like her? Do anybody think that she's a gold digger? Put it in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Sweet Tea is not good for Dr. G and you think that she's a gold digger. Put a 2 in the chat if you like her and you think that she's a great addition to the show. Let's take a poll. Be honest, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that she is great for Dr. G. Did I say it right? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that she is a great addition to the show. And okay, great. Okay, great. Let's move on though. Let's move on. I think it's child. I think it's crazy. Okay, so you guys know that Shirley Strawberry got that $5 million contract to be on the Steve Harvey Morning Show to come back for another season on the show. I see y'all putting it in there. Thank you guys so much, okay? Several commenters spoke on the fact that they feel that Steve Harvey, you guys, may have given Shirley Strawberry an ultimatum in terms of giving her this new contract to leave Ernesto in the dust, okay, and make him a distant memory in order to revamp her life with this new $5 million contract. I was reading this online and I said I want to talk about it because we've been covering some phone calls from prison with Shirley Strawberry and Ernesto. So I said I want to talk about it since I saw it. So they were saying that the only reason that Steve Harvey decided to give Shirley Strawberry this contract, this $5 million contract, was because he gave her some type of ultimatum to leave Ernesto alone and not, not continue to deal with him and call him in prison and financially help him. Because y'all remember she was saying that she spent $30,000 for legal representation from him, and he was sucking her dry to the point that where she didn't have money for shoes. She didn't have no car. She was staying with a friend, and her friend was getting ready to sell her house and move out. So Shirley had to hurry up and find her an apartment. And then she was saying she didn't know if she was going to get approved for the apartment. She was still waiting on approval to get an apartment because she didn't know if she would get approved or whatever. And reason being is because y'all know she had that fraudulent claim on her to where she and Ernesto had to move out of 2 locations because they were saying of rental fraud. There was a big house that they had rented. They had to move out of that when they found out that there was some checks or whatever that were being written that were not good checks, okay? That they were fraudulently forged checks as well. So they had this charge on them. So she was kind of scared that she wasn't going to get her apartment. And she kept saying it in the phone calls because I shared it. But Steve, of course, like I said, did give her a $5 million contract to come back and do the Strawberry Letter, which I don't feel she need to be doing no damn Strawberry Letter, because how can you give other people advice that you don't take? Like, for real, for real. even with all the charges that she heard that Ernesto, and I get it, you're supposed to be ride or die for your own, but some things need to be a wake-up call. And the fact that you would allow Ernesto to talk shit about your daughter was another red flag for me. That's your child, your only daughter. And then you wonder why your daughter wouldn't allow you to come around and see your granddaughter. Like, that is why, Shirley, you chose Ernesto over your daughter, and you allowed him on several phone calls that I heard and played to talk junk about her because she decided to cooperate with police. Like, that's stupid, ma'am. So now you had to sit on Steve Harvey's morning show, and cry and pacify him for a stupid remark that you made in a phone call to Ernesto about Steve Harvey's wife, Marjorie. Okay, so he made you do that. And now I feel like, and I agree with what people are saying online, that maybe Steve told her, look, I'm going to give you this contract, but you got to cut Ernesto all the way off and not help him and not send him no more money. Whatever, in order to get this $5 million. And I believe that because she was in dire straits, because Shirley was at her wit's end and she had nothing else going on in her life, she had to do that. Shirley was broke, busted, and disgusted. So that $5 million sounded real good to her. All right, it sounded real good to her. And she took that $5 million contract so that she could turn her life around. Because Shirley is 70. Shirley Strawberry is 70-something years old. So it just made sense for her to take that. But she could not have any dealings with Ernesto. How do I know that? There's a recent phone call where Sonya, the side chick, okay? The side chick, Sonya, called Ernesto to tell him that he and Shirley's phone calls have been leaked on YouTube. She was scrolling on YouTube and she saw several bloggers talking about and or sharing the phone calls from prison between Shirley Strawberry's conversations with Ernesto, and Ernesto was mad. He was pissed, okay, about those phone calls being shared. Sonya actually played one of the phone calls so that Ernesto could hear it over the phone, and he was mad about that. He said, why would they be playing that? How did they get my phone calls between that? And there were phone calls, of course, where he was talking to Sonya, and was also heard with Sonya saying, with Ernesto asking Sonya to send him some explicit pictures, okay, all that stuff. So once he found all that out, he had like this real big sigh, and he said, you know what? It kind of don't matter no more because I've lost everything. I ain't never getting out. Shirley, you know, I lost everything. So at this point, in this particular phone call was this past August, you guys, as early as August of 2023, where he's heard saying that to Sonya. He said, it don't matter, I pretty much lost everything anyway. I'm never getting out. I lost my wife. I lost everything. And I'm never going to get out. So by this time, Shirley has cut him off. She ain't sending him no money. She ain't fooling with him, period. But Sonya, the side chick, is still hanging in there. She's still calling him, still giving him legal advice, still telling him how to cope. He's sounding like he's ready to give up because all the charges that are pending on him, he just ain't going nowhere. He keeps thinking that he's going to get a bail and every time, or a bond, and every time he thinks he's going to get out, boom, they hit him with something else. Now, the most recent phone call that I heard between Shirley Strawberry and Ernesto, which was in February of this year, was where Ernesto let Shirley know, which she had already known prior to because their attorney that they had at the time had let Shirley know that 4 additional charges, which involved child P on Ernesto's laptop and some explicit pictures of children on his phone were found. So he was charged for that in addition to all the other charges that he had as well. So Shirley knew about it, but whenever Ernesto brought it up to her, of course she didn't sound surprised at all. And I kept saying, why don't she sound surprised with him telling her what they found in his laptop and the charges, additional charges that he have up on him? She was just real calm on the phone. He said, yeah, you know, they found some pictures, and they're saying that they found some pictures of some 11, 12, and 13-year-olds on my laptop, and I just think it's bullshit and I didn't do it. She says, oh, did they? That was her whole demeanor. That was her whole demeanor. She's like, oh. And what else did they say? Because she had already been debriefed by their attorney. He had already told her that Ernesto had more charges on him. I said, that's so crazy. So after that, that is when I feel like Steve was like, look, you need to let him go. You need to leave him alone. And you don't need to fool with him no more. Because look, first of all, and Steve, as much as he like to say, I never introduced him, I feel like they did, because I've heard from several sources that Steve introduced Ernesto to Shirley. But Steve wants to get far away from this situation with Ernesto because he has a reputation to uphold as well. So with all the things that Ernesto is being charged for, especially with this child stuff, Steve don't want his name attached to none of that, because that can bring his entire empire down for that to be attached to him. So he is telling Shirley, look, stay far away from Ernesto, and I'm damn sure going to stay far away as well. He don't want that on him at all. So I can kind of see why she would take the $5 million, and she should have been left Ernesto alone too. And to find out that she wasn't legally married to him too was something else. Was crazy. Y'all know he was still married to his first wife. Ernesto was. He was still married to his first wife, who he never divorced. Okay? I'm gonna cut. I'm not gonna get behind this damn bus. Not this moment, huh? But what do y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? I feel like Steve Harvey has a lot of influence on Shirley's life in terms of decisions that she makes, especially when it comes to this damn Ernesto. I feel like Shirley was desperate, and she wanted to keep her job, and she didn't want to be in a situation where she was gonna continue to be sitting out here having to rely on other people trying to help Ernesto, knowing that he was really the reason why she was in the situation she was in. And that's sad for her to go from having. And she said, I've lost everything. That last call, she said, I've lost everything now. I have nothing, and it's embarrassing. When I met you, I had a house, I had a car. This was her in the phone call. I had a house, I had a car, I had everything. And now I have nothing. I'm staying with my friend. I don't have anything. She said, I can barely buy me some shoes, and then I got to pay for your attorneys. And he kept asking, how much money did you have to spend so far? Why do you care? It ain't coming out your account. He said, what is it like? Only like 30,000, right? Is it up to like 30,000 now? She was like, no. I was like, Lord, Shirley, for you to be 70 years old, baby. There's no way that you can be this crazy. That you could be in this type of mess to allow Ernesto to pull you down like this is. But I'm happy that she's able to bounce back. Who's to say that she might be getting some charges later on? Because like I did say, the lady that was an accomplice in the mess that Ernesto was in is definitely saying that he's going to talk. That she's going to talk and put Shirley Strawberry out there as to say that Shirley knew about and or participated in some of the things that Ernesto is being charged for. So I don't know. I mean, just because you left him alone doesn't mean that you might not be charged, Shirley. But I'm glad that she was able to get this contract and move on with her life and rebuild her life, because at 70, it's hard starting over at that age. At 70, girl. At that age, you should already be having your retirement money already set. You should be already retired, sitting somewhere drinking you a glass of wine and not worrying about nothing, honey. But, oof. So, Steve saved your life. And I hope she don't run out here and grab up the next sorry man that pull her into some mess and drain her bank account like damn Ernesto, because that is sad. That's very, very sad. But he was charged for that child P mess with the children and those inappropriate images on his laptop and his phone, okay? But yeah, but he was mad as hell to find out that those calls were leaked on social media, and that several bloggers had picked it up and was playing it and talking about it, because he and Shirley was talking about some real crazy stuff. And so was he. So was him and Sonya, okay? They were talking about nasty stuff on the phone. He was talking about her body and all that. So I'm sure Shirley have heard all these calls by now between Ernesto and this damn Sonya, okay? I'm pretty sure she has. But that's it, and that's all, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Said she seemed desperate. I think she did too. But I saw a video too before we go. Ernesto actually proposed to Shirley Strawberry at the Steve Harvey Morning Show office. Okay, I don't know if anybody saw that. He went up to the office, to the Steve Harvey Morning Show office, and surprised her and came up there and proposed to her at the office. That's where he proposed, okay? Mr. Steve, who I didn't even know him. Okay, he hang around you a lot. He know that you had a house in Dubai. Like, he knew a whole lot about Steve now. So, Steve, cut it out, Mr. I don't know Ernesto like that. You was going to let him go stay at your house in Dubai, though. I don't let no strangers go stay on none of my properties, but whatever, sir, go off. But anywho, that is it, and that is all. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Mods, thank you guys for doing a great, let me take my glasses off. Thank you guys for doing a great job of keeping the trolling down, you guys, my mods. And Caramellians, thank y'all for being here and supporting the channel as well, okay? You guys are doing an awesome, awesome job of supporting. And please hit that like button. Thank you if you guys did any super chats and or cash apps to support the channel as well. Okay, I will see you guys later for our pop in on this Thursday. Guys, be blessed and not stressed. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get on out of here and goodbye.